Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own life? It's a quiet question that can arrive unannounced, perhaps on a Tuesday morning while you're pouring your coffee or in the deep stillness of the night. You look in the mirror and you see the face of someone who has lived, truly lived. You see the faint lines around your eyes that hold the memory of 1,000 smiles, the silver in your hair that speaks of wisdom earned through seasons of change. And yet, a feeling whispers from a place deep inside, a feeling that the person you once were, the one with an unshakable fire in their belly and a horizon full of dreams, has slowly, imperceptibly faded. As if the map of your life, once so vibrant and full of possibility, has been folded away in a drawer, its edges worn, its destinations now just memories. I know this feeling intimately. I've sat with it on quiet evenings, watching the sun dip below the horizon, and I've mistaken the beautiful, peaceful end of a day for the end of my own story. We are told, in 1,000 subtle ways, that after 50, after 60, our role is to quietly recede, that our minds, like old photographs, are destined to fade. It's a powerful narrative, and it feels true because we've heard it for so long. But what if that story, the one we've been told and have perhaps told ourselves, is not the whole truth? What if it's just one chapter and we are holding the pen to write the next? Science, in its patient and meticulous way, has uncovered a truth so profound it feels like a secret whispered across generations. It's a concept called neuroplasticity. It sounds complex, but its essence is beautifully simple. It means our brain is not a block of marble carved once and then left to the erosion of time. No, our brain is like a living forest, a dynamic landscape of pathways and connections that can be rerouted, strengthened, and even grown anew at any stage of our lives. It doesn't just decline, it responds, it adapts, it waits patiently for our intention. There is a powerful story about a brain scientist, Dr. Daniel Amen. When he was in his 30s, a time society considers our peak, his own brain scan revealed a mind that looked tired and worn from overwork and stress. In stark contrast, his grandmother, a woman in her later years, had a brain that was astonishingly healthy, vibrant, and full of life. What was the difference? It wasn't her age. It was her engagement. She nurtured her mind with learning, with new experiences, with care. Her story showed the world that the health of our brain is not dictated by the calendar, but by our connection to it. So the first step on this new journey is a gentle one. It is simply to challenge the old, tired story. The next time that thought appears in your mind, "I'm too old for this," or "my best days are behind me," I invite you to not fight it, but to greet it with a soft curiosity. Just ask, is that really true? You don't need an answer. You are simply planting a small, powerful seed of doubt in the hard soil of old belief. You are beginning to redraw your own map. The scene shifts to a visual of Kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. The camera focuses on the golden lines, making the object more beautiful for having been broken. But what happens when a part of our map is truly deeply wounded? When life delivers a blow so great, a health crisis, a profound loss, the shattering a lifelong dream, that an entire region of our inner world goes dark? How do we find our way when the path itself has disappeared? The feeling of being broken beyond repair is one of the loneliest places the human soul can inhabit. It carries a sense of finality, a verdict that says, "This is how it will be now." We believe we must simply learn to live with the empty spaces, the silent parts of ourselves. Let me share with you the story of a young man named Ian. In the prime of his youth, he was a vibrant athlete, his body a vessel of strength and grace. Then, a tragic accident stole it all, leaving him a quadriplegic, unable to even move his own hands. The part of his brain's map that controlled movement was, for all intents and purposes, gone. The doctor's prognosis was a life of complete dependency. But then, he was given a strange kind of hope. Not a cure, but a task. He was to sit day after day and watch a video of a handwriting. And as he watched, he was to imagine with every ounce of his being that it was his own hand moving. Can you fathom the strength that took? To sit with a body that would not respond for 1,000 hours and hold a single, unwavering thought, move. He was asking his brain to do the impossible. He was asking it to find a new way, to build a new road where the old one had been destroyed. And it listened. Slowly, miraculously, the healthy, undamaged parts of his brain began to learn the job of the silent, broken parts. They created new connections, forged new pathways, all in service of his focused will. And one day, his hand, the hand that had been still for so long, began to move. This is the power that lies dormant within each of us. Our brain is a profoundly loyal partner. It doesn't fixate on what is broken. It listens for where we want to go. Even when a part of us feels lost forever, the whole of us can conspire to build a bridge, to find a way forward. So I invite you to try a small experiment. Think of one small ability or quality you feel you've lost over the years. It doesn't have to be something physical. Perhaps it's your sense of playful mischief, your ability to get lost in a good story, or the courage to speak your mind. Don't try to force it back into being. Instead, for just a few minutes today, sit quietly and simply remember what it felt like. Allow the memory to fill you. Visualize it. Feel the echo of that emotion in your body. You are not commanding anything to happen. You are just sending a gentle signal to your inner map. You are placing a golden pin on a forgotten destination and whispering, "Here, I remember this place." The scene changes to gentle, abstract visuals, soft light patterns, slow-moving water, the rustling of leaves in a forest. So we know now that our inner world is not fixed. We know it is waiting for us. But how do we speak its language? In the rhythm of our daily lives, how do we encourage our mind to remain supple, vibrant, and young, even as the number on our birthday cake grows larger? The idea of brain training can sound like another demanding chore on a long list of things we should be doing, but we are tired of shoulds. We long for something that feels more like discovery, less like discipline. The beautiful truth is, the language of a youthful brain is not one of rigid logic, but of novelty, curiosity, and even a little bit of playful chaos. Researchers discovered something fascinating. They found that when people read strange, surreal stories like Alice in Wonderland, their ability to learn new patterns and analyze information actually improved. It was as if the delightful absurdity of the story woke the brain up from its comfortable slumber, making it more flexible and alert. Another study found that the gentle, ambient hum of a cafe can help spark more creative, abstract thinking. It's not about strenuous mental gymnastics, it's about gently and playfully nudging ourselves out of our well-worn routines. This is why traveling to a new place, attempting to learn a new song on an old guitar, or even just taking a different street on your walk home can feel so deeply invigorating. You are not just seeing new sights, you are creating new neural connections. You are, quite literally, re-energizing your brain by giving it a small, fresh puzzle to solve. Even the simple act of talking to yourself, that habit we were so often taught to hide, is now understood by scientists to be a powerful way to focus our thoughts, regulate our emotions, and guide ourselves through challenges. It is a dialogue with the deepest part of you. So, this week, I invite you to do one small, wonderfully useless thing. Read a poem that you don't fully understand. Listen to a genre of music that is completely alien to you. Try to stir your tea with your non-dominant hand. The goal is not mastery. The goal is the experience itself. The goal is to give your brain a small gift of surprise, a moment of playful confusion. It is in these small acts of novelty that we speak the language of renewal. The final scene returns to the speaker or a peaceful, inspiring nature setting like a calm lake at dawn. The music swells slightly, becoming more hopeful and uplifting. We began our journey together today with the quiet, haunting question of whether our best days are behind us. We have discovered that the map of our mind is not a fading artifact, but a living, breathing landscape, ready and willing to be redrawn. We have learned that even when our inner world is wounded, our focused intention can build new roads of pure gold. And we have found that the language our brain understands best is not of pressure, but of play, novelty, and gentle surprise. Now, if you feel comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the gentle rhythm of your own breath, rising and falling, a rhythm that has been with you every moment of your life. Inside you, at this very second, is this incredible, powerful, and profoundly loyal ally, your mind. It has carried you through every joy, weathered every storm, and held every memory. It is not your enemy in the story of aging. It is and always has been your greatest partner in the journey of becoming. Feel a sense of quiet gratitude for this incredible force within you. It is not waiting to decline. It is waiting for you. It is waiting for your gentle guidance. It is waiting to help you build the next beautiful chapter of your life. This journey of rediscovery does not require a grand, overwhelming plan. It begins with a single quiet step, a single thought, a single intention. In the comments below, I invite you to share one thing, just one, that you would like to welcome back into your life. Perhaps it is my courage to be creative, or my ability to laugh until I cry, or simply a sense of peace. By naming it, you are not making a demand. You are planting a seed. You are placing a pen on the vast, beautiful map of your inner world and saying, with calm and gentle certainty, I would like to go here next. Let us fill this space with our shared hope and our collective journey forward. Thank you for walking this path with me today.